What's a happening, everybody? Welcome to the Wednesday night stream here in the basement. Hope everyone's doing well. We got all kinds of fun stuff to talk about tonight. A little bit of DC news, and obviously, and one more again, despite the fact that barely anyone's watching this shit, more Doomsday talk. So fill your cup and light your smoke, because it's time to get nerdy. Well, hello. Oh, and my camera's frozen. What a way to fucking start this shit. Goddamn. How about that? Hey, there we go. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Well, hello. How is everybody? Welcome to the basement on this lovely... Okay, that's an overstatement. It's fucking Wednesday night, but here we are. Getting ready to do that nerdy shit we do. What's going on, y'all? Spicy Dan, Darboyd, and Brooke. And also lurkers and replay people. How you doing? Everyone, quickly, do me a favor. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. And if you're new, hit the subscribe and the bell. I greatly appreciate it. Are we serious with this shit right now? Wow, that's an awesome frame for the camera to freeze out on, you motherfucker. Are we really going to be doing this tonight? Is this going to be a goddamn Josh stream? Okay, now I'm pissed. All right. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, I'm going to turn the music up because, no one wants to listen to me, my old ass grunt, while I fucking deal with these chords or whatever. Okay. give this a go. All right. Now let's see if this will last more than 2 seconds. Sweet. Griff, what's happening? All right, I'll be right back. Gotta go plug my phone back in. That was my Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me right now? I've already done the unplug and replug thing. What the fuck, Chuck? All right. I'm going to move. Okay. This is some middle-aged bullshit right here. I am going to have such a motherfucking waddle in like 20 years. It's going to be like, I'll do this when I talk. This is going to be great. I'm so looking forward to getting old. God damn it. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? How we doing? Camera's working now, apparently. My rig's not being possessed by the spirit of Josh's rig. How we all doing? We ready to talk about some nerdy shit? Some nerdy shite. Are you ready to talk some nerdy shite? Because I'm ready to talk some nerdy shite. Oh, you mother... All I did was turn... Are we really going to do this shit all fucking stream? I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. I have empathy for Josh right now. Because I honestly don't know what else I can do other than unplug it and replug it again, which generally solves the problem. And I've already done it once. Anywho. If it does it again, I'll just post a picture of something and talk behind it because, god damn it, I'm still going to do this stream. Anyway, so what's up with everybody? How's your week been? How are things? Hopefully better than this goddamn camera. Everyone doing okay? Anything interesting happened this week so far? Hopefully good interesting and not fuck my life interesting. Well, I know Griff's probably rivaling it up right now. Probably so spicy, Dan. Maybe even Dar Boyd is all up in that bitch. Y'all squatting up? Are we squatting up here? Okay, there we go. Well, I hope you guys have had a good week to this point. Mine has been unremarkable. Yeah. Yep. Which I'm fine with. Because generally when my shit gets remarkable, it's not good. Not all the time. But way more bad remarkable than good remarkable generally. Yeah, well. Anywho, well, you know what, chat? We're just going to... Your week's better than last week? Well, that's good, Brooke. I'm happy for that for you too, man. Always good news. All right. Sometimes that is very true, Brooke. Sometimes that is very, very true. No news is kind of way too often good news these days. Anyway, shall we? Let's just dive right on in, okay? Let's dive on in. First things first. I'm doing all right overall. Thank you, Brooke. Let us begin with the fact that in 2 weeks' time, plus a day or two, CCXP Brazil will be happening, which is basically Brazil's SDCC. Oh, you did get your old Discord back. Sweet. Yeah. So 2 weeks and a day or two, CCXP Brazil, which again is the SDCC of, I think, basically South America. I mean, there's probably other shit I have no idea about that might be close to being that big, or maybe even bigger. Who the hell knows? But everyone's talking about CCXP, the first full weekend in December. And obviously, reveals will be made there from some of our prime nerdy IP. So we can expect trailers, we can expect panels, we can expect probably more promotional art, all that kind of fun shit. But one thing we are expected to expect. Oh, you motherfucking shit. Okay. One thing we should expect to expect. Don't ask me why I said those words like that. According to the Beyond Reporter, who is overall pretty good, we shall be getting our first look at Supergirl in motion. We're going to get a Supergirl trailer at CCXP, which makes a lot of sense considering it comes out next summer. It is time to get some first looks, as it were. Now, I am very much looking forward to this movie. I think it's going to be a pretty cool movie. I don't know how good it'll be. I think it'll actually probably feel a lot like Superman did. A fun movie. It was a fun ride. I mean, there are supposed to be some darker tones in this, but also there will be crypto. So, you know, we'll see how that mix ends up. But I'm looking forward to it. And I am therefore also looking forward to this trailer. Now, they're going to have to market the fuck out of this movie. And obviously, they're going to be kicking it off at CCXP, which is wise. But, like, I think this is going to be a really good movie, but I also think that DC's kind of got its work cut out for it, getting people into the theaters. If it were me, I mean, obviously, you do have to market around Millie. She's the titular character. But I would also lean heavily into the presence of Momoa as Lobo, personally. I mean, not super heavy, because the word is he's going to be in the movie, but not for like a whole shit ton of time. So if they over market Momoa, we could end up with another Red Hulk situation from Brave New World, where they marketed the fuck out of the movie with Red Hulk, and then we got him for like, what, 4 to 5 minutes at the very, very end, and the power of love won the fight, and oh my god, what the fuck. So, they're going to have to walk a line there, but they definitely need to lean into Momoa to a certain extent in order to get butts in seats. say I clicked a button. I didn't know if the camera was going to make it again. So, but yeah, Supergirl trailer, CCXP in 2 weeks. Plus, who the fuck knows what else from others. But how do you guys feel about, more than likely, getting a Supergirl trailer in a little over 2 weeks? How do you feel about that? Do you feel anything? You think it can perform okay at the box office? It depends on how you want to define okay. I mean, they could have waited, I suppose, Brooke, till Super Bowl time, but it comes out in July. So, and there's really no major, what do you call it? No major events, cons, or anything else like at the beginning of the year. There's the Super Bowl. And that's pretty much it for massive events in the early part of the year. It makes a lot of sense for them to do it this month or next month at CCXP. In this guy's opinion, anyway. Okay, isn't 300 to 400 million? Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's probably the range. Yeah, I'd say probably 3 to 4, 3 to 450 maybe. And if it cracks 5, it'd be cool. I just wonder how much they are actually spending on that motherfucker. But yeah, it's probably about the range. I mean, it'd be dope if it cracked 500, like 550. I would need to own nothing but brown pants if that movie cracked 600, though. Know what I mean? Might need the brown pants in that situation. So that is item number 1 under the DC heading. This is item number 2. Now, this report comes from Nexus Point News. And remember, last time we read a Nexus Point News article, it was about Doctor Strange 3 going into early production. Now, as you'll recall, that was from Nexus Point News, but it was under their... Oh, fuck. I just had it. Now I lost it. What they call that shit? Off the record section, which is when they choose to report on something that they've heard that they feel kind of confident in, but have yet to get, the level of confirmation that they normally would get. So that one was from Nexus Point Off the Record. This one is from regular ass Nexus Point News. So this one they consider to be confirmed amongst themselves. And it is this. Exclusive. Man of Tomorrow casting description hints at new hero joining the DCU. Interesting picture there, eh? As announced last week, DC Studios is currently casting Brainiac, the lead villain of Man of Tomorrow. In addition, a new female role is being cast to join the film. Sources tell Nexus Point News that a new female hero is being cast for the film. She's described as being in her late 20s and having an edge to her. What's interesting is there's a height requirement for this character, and they're looking for taller actresses. In addition, the character is described as being a warrior and having a strong physique. All details point to this character being Wonder Woman, a character that has been highly requested by fans to make her DCU debut. Other potential candidates for this mystery character could be Big Barda or Black Canary. Wonder Woman's appearance could also set her up to appear in her solo film, which is currently being written by Anna Nogueira, who also wrote Supergirl, which we will be able to evaluate next summer. James Gunn has stated that the film is being fast-tracked. In addition, a prequel series titled Paradise Lost is in development for the DCU. Is it? Or is it in development hell for the DCU? Because that's the one that was supposed to be on Themyscira before Diana was born, kind of like a Game of Thrones-y thing. So we'll see. Wonder Woman was created by blah, blah, blah. James Gunn set to write and direct, blah, blah, blah. James Gunn is set to write, direct, and produce Man of Tomorrow. DC Studios co-CEO and Chairman Safran will produce along with Gunn. Lawrence Button and Holt will reprise their roles. Serve co-lead the film. Yep. Although the film will continue the rivalry and feature Lex as an antagonist, rumors suggest they will also join forces as well. Although unverified, Nexus Point News exclusively reported that Supergirl, Lobo, and Peacemaker will have roles in the film as well. On Instagram, Isabella Merced hinted at her return as Hawkgirl, saying, "See you soon." Production for the film is set to begin in April in Atlanta and shoot through the summer. Superman released. Okay. All right, chat. How do you feel about Wonder Woman being introduced in Man of Tomorrow? What up, Executive Judge and Randon? Is this Josh's editor, Randon? Is this the same Randon? Sure, he's trying to get a version of all the big characters out ASAP with the sale. Should have probably been his fucking plan from the start. I mean, I can't argue there. I hope it's Wonder Woman. Like, I want it to be Wonder Woman. A, because Wonder Woman, when done well, is dope as fuck. And B, it needs to be Wonder Woman for the DCU, period. And here's why it needs to be Wonder Woman. The Foundation. That is you. Okay, cool. Cool. The DCU or DC in general, the overall DC comic book franchise and all its adaptations, for the most part, revolve around the Trinity. Gal Gadot can't fucking act, Brooke. I'm sorry, she can't. They revolve around the Trinity. Said Trinity, of course, as we all know, consisting of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. We got our Superman this summer. Who the fuck knows when we're getting Gunn's Batman? And that right there is exactly why this needs to be Wonder Woman. If we're not getting Batman till like Gunn's DCU Batman, obviously we're getting Battinson Part G in October of 27. But we still have no fucking idea when we're going to get Guns. Now, there is a chance. There's a chance that they could drop us a little taste of bats in the Clayface movie next. When the fuck does that come out? End of next year, right? November, December, something like that, 2026. There's a chance we could get a little taste of the bat there. However, no fucking clue when we're going to get, like, Batman. Not like a Shadow drawn in Creature Commandos. Not like I don't know if you ever saw Gotham, but like not like the 30 seconds of actual Batman we got at the very end of Gotham. Like when we're going to get Batman. Uh we're 2028 at the absolute fucking earliest, and that's if they go into production on whatever DCU Batman movie they're going to do in 2027. And right now, the only Batman script we've heard about for months is the Reeves-verse Batman script. The only thing Gunn's ever said about his version of Batman is they're still working on it. They're working hard on it, but they don't have it yet. I enjoyed the Gotham show. The homie that plays Cal Kestis was the Joker in that. And he did a kick-ass job. Honestly, Gunn should hire that motherfucker. Be like, I will pay you more than Lucasfilm. Fuck Cal Kestis. Come be the Joker. Oh yeah, Gal Gadot. Yeah, I mean she looked good. She looked good. There's no arguing that Gal Gadot, however the fuck you pronounce her goddamn name. There's no arguing. She is very, very, very easy on the eyeballs. That is not in dispute. Her ability to act well kind of really isn't in dispute either. Like a vast majority of people are like, that bitch can't act. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, I mean, the description: late 20s, having an edge, tall, described as being a warrior and having a strong physique. Now they did bring up a couple other characters that fit the description. Big Barda and Black Canary. Now I don't know. What up, Brennan? I'm not super familiar with Black Canary outside of the Arrowverse on the C-Dub. So if one of you DC heads will have to tell me if Black Canary really is like a big bitch. Obviously Big Barda is, because her name is Big Barda. Again, when a DC head would have to tell me, like, is Big Barda popular? Is she cool? Like, what? God damn it. Yeah. Like, is Big Barda cool? Or is Big Barda the type of character that would appeal to Gunn and like and like much less so the general audience? Because that's the only thing that has me worried about it being Big Barda rather than Wonder Woman, is because it's motherfucking James Gunn. And we all know he goes gaga for the obscure ass fucking characters. Kind of his thing. But in this here nerd's opinion, it sounds like Wonder Woman. And it needs to be Wonder Woman. Oh, we're talking about Gal Gadot. Can't act, but she looks fucking good. Gotham was surprisingly good. Yeah, I was like, yeah. Yeah, I liked their narrow-ass penguin that they had in there, too. It was interesting seeing a skinny one. But it worked. So, I'm really, really hoping that it is going to be Wonder Woman and not Big Barda or some other large female DC character. Because if you want to have a successful Icarus, oh, I know, dude. I know. Thank you for reminding me about that, actually. Actually, excuse me one second. Yeah. What's up, Icarus? Yeah, so, yeah, actually, thank you for bringing that up. I'll talk about that next, even though there's, like, probably just me and you that'll give a fuck. I don't care. It's my goddamn channel. I love that show. I'm going to talk about it. Anyway, Wonder Woman. Needs to be Wonder Woman. DC revolves around the Trinity. And if you want to have a successful motion picture type universe, a cinematic universe that is loved and appreciated and watched a fuck ton, based on DC Comics, you need the motherfucking Trinity. So that needs to be Wonder Woman and not a gun type character like Big Barda. Black Canary I've heard of. Again, thank you, Arrowverse on CW. Big Barda I hadn't heard of till like right here. I was today years old when I heard of Big Barda for the first time. So I'm hoping it's Wonder Woman. What do you guys think, chat? Well, first of all, do you want it to be Wonder Woman? And as a follow-up, do you think it will actually be Wonder Woman, or is Gunn gonna gun and give us Big Barda or some shit? What do you think? Wonder who they'll cast? I have no fucking clue. But there are not a shit ton of tall, physically imposing actresses in Hollywood because there's not a lot of projects for tall, physically imposing actresses in Hollywood. There's just not a lot of roles for them. So it's kind of slim pickings when it comes to that. There is a possibility that they may have to branch out into professional sports and attempt to find a professional athlete, which, by the way, does include wrestling, in order to fill this role. They may have to find themselves a professional female athlete that can act. And it's not like we haven't found it before. Cena's actually a pretty decent actor. The Rock can be. Like, his performance in The Smashing Machine is like people were pooping themselves basically at how fucking good he did. We are talking for Man of Tomorrow. They are looking to cast a woman who is in her late 20s, having an edge to her, tall, and having a strong physique. Sounds a lot like Wonder Woman, but it also sounds like a couple other female DC characters. But we want Wonder Woman. I think the DCU needs Wonder Woman sooner rather than later. What up, Delta Dan? Because Trinity. You need Trinity. And that means Wonder Woman. Because we're not going to get Gunn's DCU Batman till fucking 2028 at the absolute earliest. Again, unless they toss him in for, like, you know, a quick pickle tickle at the end of fucking Clayface. So, that's what's happening. According to the Nexus Point News. Final thoughts on that one, chat, before we get into all this fucking Marvel stuff? Actually, there's a couple of smaller Marvel tidbits before we get into all these leaked images and leaked trailer description, and is any of it fucking real? Yada, yada, yada. I wonder how many... Wow, I got a decent amount of viewers tonight. Thank you, everybody, and welcome. Let me pause and express both my greetings and my gratitude that y'all are here right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pretty please smash that like, and if you are new here to the basement, also please smash the subscribe and the bell. I would greatly appreciate it. I really need you to help me fool YouTube into thinking I'm cool. So, yeah, if you could all do that, that'd be totally great. I wonder how many people. I haven't had this many people in here in a minute, especially on a Wednesday. I wonder if my advertisement in Project Watch worked, where I was like, "Hey, you still want a Wednesday night stream? Come over here." Maybe it fucking worked. That's pretty cool if it did. And it'd also be a kind of minor miracle, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. How is that not in the book? I swear. Half the time I think I bookmarked shit, I didn't bookmark shit. Aggravating. Oh, wait, yes, I did. I know I did. Hold up, hold up. Hold up. Wait. All the suckers that be picking me off, we don't play. We gonna rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up. Wait. Suckers who be acting too bold. Oh, yeah. Take a seat. Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey. Smoke weed every day. Yeah, we talking about Sadie. Yeah. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I already had it pulled up. What a dumbass. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. You believe you've seen Big Berta in a DC animated? She's not a big woman like I think. Oh, okay, cool. Either that or they didn't animate her properly. Who knows? It's probably me. All right. Okay, chat. We shall now pause real quick so I can grab a beverage, and then it's all kinds of Marvel news. Okay. All right, we're going to start with a light one. Nothing of any major impact. I just think it's kind of fun. So, Famke Janssen of OG X-Men fame as Jean Grey did an interview because she's been doing a lot of, I mean, obviously she hasn't done Marvel, so she's doing a lot of cool shit all on her own. And in an interview with, who the fuck was this with? Was this Deadline? Variety. Variety interviewed her about she returned to her home country of the Netherlands and made a movie all in Dutch and all kinds of fun stuff. And then she's been doing a lot of behind the camera work and junk lately. So the interview is mainly about that. But of course, as she did play Jean Grey again in the OG X-Men from the early 2000s, which are the movies that Kevin Feige cut his teeth on. She was, of course, asked about Marvel and X-Men. So, skipping all the hoo-ha about her work in the Netherlands, we will get right to this. Oh, yeah, that's about a Netflix show. Okay. So, Speaking of the future, a lot of your X-Men co-stars are reprising their roles next year in Avengers Doomsday. And we've already seen Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine and Patrick Stewart return as Professor X in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You've said on record that you haven't been asked to return as Jean Grey. And her response is, and then when I say that, people don't believe me. So I'm just going to wait for the movie to come out and, people can see for themselves. If you were offered it, would you be interested in returning to that character in this new universe? I'm always open to anything. I'm very open-minded, and I love my career and the trajectory that has taken over time. I'm grateful for all the opportunities that have come my way, including the X-Men movies, GoldenEye, the Taken franchise, all of them. Just been an amazing journey. So it depends. It depends on the timing. It's just a hypothetical question because I don't know that they would ever bring back my Jean Grey.
Secret Wars.
At that point, I would take a look at it. But I love where my life and career is going right now. The fact that I'm wearing different hats and that I'm executive producing. I did write, direct, and produce a film with Mila Jovovich 15 years ago. Yeah. Must have been an indie flick. So I've done a feature film before. The costume designing element is also amazing. I just finished a film called 1 Second After, and I designed my costumes for that too. My life is now enriched in all these areas, so it's really hard to go back to something where I'm just asked to come in and say a few lines. So I really hope that I can continue this journey of establishing more functions within the industry because it suits me. The MCU is going to reintroduce the X-Men with a new cast after Doomsday. Any advice for whoever ends up playing Jean Grey? No. All right. So helpful. I'm excited to see who they're getting next. I mean, Sophie Turner was amazing. And I'm sure the next person will be too. They've been so good at casting incredible actors, and no one needs any tips from me. I'm looking forward to see who they cast. Well, she's right about the MCU being very good at casting incredible actors. For the most part. Yeah, she's Dutch. Her name, a lot of people say her name is Famke Janssen. It's actually Famke Janssen. In case you're wondering. So yeah, she keeps saying she's not in Doomsday, and you know what? I have two things about that. First, not her fault. Not her fault at all, but Marvel actors have a years-long track record of lying to our fucking faces about whether they're in projects or not. Excuse me. It's just, it's just the way it is. So any actor that has a pretty decent chance at being in a project, and then they say they're, God damn it. Activate, motherfucker. Oh, we're going this route now. Bitch. Oop. Nope. God damn it. Gotta do the thing again. Sorry, chat. Hold on.
Okay. See how that works. Wah! Yay, there we go. Alright, where was I? Right, yes, right, exactly. A bunch of bullshit. What up, that dude? What, Lou? What's happening? Yeah, Tech's kind of on the fritz tonight. I don't know what the fuck the deal is. Yeah, evidently Josh is contagious. Who knew? Anyway. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, you came in at the exact right/wrong time, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah, so Marvel actors. Notorious for lying directly to our faces repeatedly and often. So, yeah, of course, we don't believe Marvel actors when they say they're not in something. Now, setting that highly sullied reputation of theirs aside, excuse me, um, and setting aside the fact that, like, literally, how she said, I'm just going to wait for the movie to come out, people can see for themselves. Like, at this point, that's literally the only way I would believe a Marvel actor about them saying they're not in a movie. I won't believe them until I walk out of the theater after it's all said and done and did not see them on screen. It's just kind of how it is now. But setting all of that aside, it is entirely possible that she is not in Doomsday. But it is also entirely possible, and in this dude's opinion, fairly likely. Wait, how'd she put it? Oh, that she hasn't been asked to return as Jean Grey at all. Okay, so if she's not in Doomsday, okay. She could very well be in Secret Wars. There's going to be variants out the ass. Actually, no, they'd be more in Doomsday. Who knows? Maybe she's actually not in the ship. But again, I won't believe it till I walk out of the theater and never saw her on screen. Basically, is what that boils down to. Do you guys believe Miss Janssen? Do we believe Famke that she will not be Jean Grey anymore, or at least that she hasn't been asked to return so far? Is what she actually said. Do we believe her? Do we believe? Janssen was great in the X Men. Janssen loved the first X Men. Hell yeah! No, she was really good. Did y'all? Any of you guys watch Nip Tuck, starring Julian McMahon of Charmed fame, and also playing Doom in the first two Fox Fantastic Four movies? Brooke does not believe her. I mostly don't. I mostly don't. I do a smidgy, but I mostly don't. Any more thoughts on that before we move on to the next story? Julian McMahon and Aura as Doom. R.I.P. Yes. they they could have done a lot more with the character as the from the studio side. They could have done a lot more. They could have well, number one, they could have given him fucking magic. Yeah, not that. It's interesting. Like the biggest change that Fox made to the Doom character outside of completely ignoring like half his fucking skill set. You want me to do this first again? But yeah, besides ignoring half his fucking skill set, they had him get his powers with the rest of them. Besides. So they definitely could have done that better. But yeah, Julian McMahon played the hell out of what he was given, for sure. What is happening here? Does that sound okay? I don't know why that's coming. My mic gauge thing looks weird here. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, that's okay. Well, that's as good as that gets. Alrighty then. What's happening with my audio? Does it sound weird? My audio settings are a horror movie. What the fuck is even happening right now? Alright, so if that one's that one, give me a second.
Okay. Ooh, that looks a lot better now too on the mic gauge. Do I sound better? Ooh yeah, dude, Nip Tuck was dope. It was fucked up, but it was dope. Do I sound better? It looks better on the gauge. What happened, Julian McMahon? He passed away like last year. He was Australian. Didn't know that shit. Oh no, not last year. Just this past July, July 2nd this year, he passed on. Oh shit, his dad was a fucking former prime minister of Australia. I don't know that I ever heard him speak outside of an acting role now that I think about it. Did any of you guys ever listen to him in an interview? Did he sound Aussie? Does he sound Aussie, or did he sound Aussie when speaking like normally? Anyone remember? I don't recall. It's better now? Okay, good. Yeah, it looks better on the gauge too. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know if it's the cords, because I've had this shit for a while. I don't know if it's the tower. Anywho. Yep, of course, having tech issues, so now I'm bleeding zero. Fuck. Anyway. Just him being a demon and charmed? Okay. Yeah, Balthazar. He was awesome as Balthazar. For sure. And he was good as Doom. I don't remember his character name in Nip Tuck, but he was amazing. R.I.P. So we shall see in about 13 months' time whether Ms. Janssen is telling the truth or doing the usual Marvel thing and looking us square in the eye. And fucking lying. We'll see. We will find out as a community. Christian Troy, yes. Yes. Yep. Great show. Fucking wild, wild sometimes. But a great. All right, chat. Probably the biggest news in Marvel this week, outside of all the Doomsday leaks, is this. Sadie Sink will join the cast of the next Avengers movie that shoots in London later in 2026, which is Secret Wars. And this comes directly from Deadline. Here be the article. We're skipping all the shit at the top because it has nothing to do with anything we give a crap about. It all comes down to this blurb here. Spider-Man Brand New Day is scheduled to open on July 31st. There has been much speculation about the role Sink has in the Spidey film, and frankly, I do not know the answer. But I do know she'll join the cast of the next Avengers picture that shoots here in London later in 2026. Well, there is only one Avengers picture that shoots in London later in 2026, although it's not that late, like April. And that would be Avengers Secret Wars. So Sadie Sink, whoever the fuck her character is in Brand New Day, gonna be Secret Wars. So she's not just a one-off character of the Sony brand. Apparently not. Now, this comes from a trade. It's fucking happened. But the Beyond Reporter, again, pretty solid scooper. Not 100% accurate. None of them are, but he is fairly solid. Now this one, not sure. But according to the Beyond Reporter, update in the cast. Okay, so he quote tweeted his tweet about the Deadline story. As a lot of these Twitter people do, they will see something happen and they will tweet it out themselves as fast as they possibly can. Most of them will credit the source appropriately, and Beyond Reporter does do that. But yeah, that's something they do. So Beyond Reporter tweeted this, and then quote tweeted it with the following. Remember, this Deadline only said Secret Wars. Well, they didn't even say Secret Wars. They just said the next Avengers film in London, and later in 2026, which is Secret Wars. So, but he addends it. Says, update, Sadie Sink has been cast in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Secret Wars and Doomsday. And then he dropped this exclusive. Sadie Sink was cast as Firestar. Y'all know who Firestar is? Y'all familiar with Firestar? I imagine you probably are familiar with Firestar. Well, first of all, what do you guys think about her being in Secret Wars? Think she could actually be the new Jean Grey then? Maybe. What do you guys think about her being in Secret Wars? First of all. And then we'll deal with what the Beyond Reporter is alleging here. I personally find it very interesting. No idea who's Firestar? Firestar is a Marvel character. Her power, she has a very similar power set to what's the homie's name? The Japanese superhero Not Silver Samurai, but the other homie. Name. Sunfire. She is basically the female version of Sunfire. I don't think she's an actual mutant the way Sunfire is, but her power set is quite similar. Here is Sunfire. Here is Firestar. In my childhood, long, long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was an animated show on Saturday mornings called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, which consisted of Spider-Man, Iceman, and Firestar. So she has the ability to generate and manipulate microwave radiation, allowing her to fly and create intense heat and pain. In comics, she was a solo hero and also a member of the Hellions, New Warriors. She was an Avenger, and she was an X-Man for a while. Is it? What's she look like? Okay, so she is also a mutant. Alright. So, like Sunfire, she is a mutant. She uses microwave radiation. He uses plasma, but they both can fly and are very flamey. Yeah, the origin episode recorded on VHS. That's fucking amazing. Up to Dan's. In my opinion, they aren't opening up any new characters before the reboot. They already have enough characters going on for the normies. Well, I mean, if she's not Jean Grey, that's going to be a new character. If she is Shafra, can she microwave her own meals without a microwave oven? Asking the real question. Yeah, she can. I mean, Sunfire could, although he wouldn't be technically using microwaves like she does. He'd be using plasma from a bit of a distance as a heat source. But yeah. So, but that's who Firestar is. And, you know, as you saw, she be a redhead. You think she's sticking with Sadie as Jean Grey? I mean, it's still quite possible. The only reason I'm inclined to, this is just me. But let me take you through my thought process on this one. Obviously, she has the look of Jean Grey, and she has the look of Firestar. You know, redhead. But the reason that I think, and very easily could be wrong, just like the proponents of the rumor, and I wouldn't be mad if I am wrong, probably, unlike the proponents of the rumor. But the reason I am inclined to stick with her playing Shafra is because Shafra smells like a Sony character. I mean, remember who Shafra is. She's this multiversal, pseudo bug-looking creature, not an arachnid, that runs around the multiverse feeding on spider totems and bouncing around the web of life and destiny. Now, none of that shit has been brought up in the MCU, but it sure shit has been brought up in the Spider-Verse movie. Shathra herself hasn't, but spider totems have. The web of life and destiny has. And if you guys remember to the way back when we first started talking about Spider-Man 4, before we even knew it was going to be called Brand New Day, you guys remember all the hullabaloo about Feige wanting it to be a completely grounded movie, going directly off the ending of No Way Home, where Peter's out in his apartment just being Peter, making his own costumes and all that shit. And then Sony was like, fuck all that. No Way Home just made $1.9 billion without fucking China. We need more multiverse, and we need it now. So there's a big old back and forth between Sony and Marvel, and they finally came to whatever agreement, and then began the roller coaster. What is this fucking movie gonna be? At first, it seemed that Feige won the battle and it was going to be grounded. Then reports started coming out that Sony ended up with the advantage of that, and it was going to be pretty multiversal, especially because it was supposed to come out originally between Doomsday and Secret. So, the tide shifted as to what people thought it was going to be: grounded, multiversal, some sort of mix between the two, a lot of grounded with a little multiversal. That was my, that one was the one I was sticking with for quite some time. That it was going to be kind of the best of both worlds. It was going to be mostly grounded, but then, it's literally one of the last 3 movies as it stands right now in the multiverse saga. Therefore, it's got to be at least a little multiversal, right? That was my logic. But now that we've been getting, and then all the original rumors with Venom and fucking Null, and oh my god, the ridiculous roller coaster of news that came out about this fucking movie, it has been goddamn ridiculous. Like, I have forgotten half the damn rumors that I know I talked about on this channel before. It's just insane the amount of shit that's come out about this movie. But again, Sony has always wanted this to be a multiversal movie. Shathra is a multiversal character. They have their Spider-Verse animated films, which are dope. But they have those going on, again, involving spider totems, the web of life and destiny, which is kind of Shathra's wheelhouse. So that is the evidence in my mind to where I feel like Shathra is still the best bet at this point. Honestly, kind of hope I'm wrong. Kind of hope Sony didn't fuck around that much and be like, no, we want some shit like this in here. You need to tie it. We own the Spider-Man rights. Don't forget, we own the Spider-Man rights. So and we know Sony's been dicks about Spider-Man before. Remember right after Endgame when they're like, and Kevin had all these plans to use Spider-Man a shit ton in the multiverse saga and make him a big player, and then Sony was like, yeah, fuck you, and then we had to go back and fight for him again. So it's not like Sony is incapable of pushing their weight around, especially when they really don't need to fucking be doing it. So I don't know. I guess, I think my leading motivation for buying that she's Shathra is because Sony has proven over and over again that they are very, very douchey, that they suck, and that they will do stupid shit when it comes to Spider-Man and his surrounding characters. I present in evidence the SSU. Which includes such hits as Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven. That's why I'm still leaning towards Shathra. I would fucking love to be wrong. I don't want that character. I would much rather that she be Jean Grey or Mayday Parker or fuck, even Gwen Stacy. Like I don't want Bug Bitch. I really, really don't. But that just am I wrong? Does that not seem like something Sony would fucking do though? What do you guys think? Doesn't that sound like something Sony would do? Like, no, you need to connect this to our shit because Spider-Man's ours. And here's the way you could do it. And then go ahead and make it good the way you can with Marvel, but you got to put this in the movie or you don't get a Spider-Man movie. Or no, I take that back. They would still put out they would still make sure the Spider-Man movie came out, but they would probably fuck around again when it came to getting Tom going with whatever they have planned for him after the reset. I don't know. That just sounds like something Sony would do. What do you guys think? I mean, I want her to be Jean for sure. And she's a much better actress. Well, I actually haven't seen Sadie Sink act, but I have seen Sophie Turner act. And I've heard many good things about Sadie in Stranger Things, so I'm inclined to, sight unseen. I already think Sadie Sink's going to do better than Sophie Turner did. Anyway, if she actually is Jean Grey. Oh yeah, she's the right age for it. If them old ass rumors about what they're going to do with the X-Men are true, and that they're going young. Now, y'all remember that? I think it was concept art that came out about the X-Men a few days back, maybe late last week, that Josh talked about. Y'all remember that? I don't know where to find that image right now. I'm not going to try and pull it up. But if you guys remember what that looked like, they didn't look super young in that. So that idea is kind of up in the air that they're going to go young. But that was one of the original rumors. And also right along with that rumor, I believe part of the same rumor actually was not only were they going to go with a younger X-Men team, but Wolverine wasn't going to be part of it. And that, no, I haven't. I'm a slacker. I know. Where was I? God damn it. Oh, right. Wolverine not being around. And Wolverine was not in that concept art that Josh showed either. So, that, as I recall, it was Scott, Jean, Cyclops, Beast, and Angel, right? Was the Nightcrawler in that picture? Maybe I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, we shall see how that goes. I imagine we will get actual confirmation of who she's playing before the movie comes out. Probably. Although the way things are going with Marvel lately, it's entirely possible that we won't know. But I would say the chances of them being able to keep who her character is a secret until the movie comes out are very, very, very small. I mean, well, I'll tell you exactly when I know, Griff. I know. I'll tell you probably when we will find out who the fuck she's playing is when they start screening it, whether it's internal or not. That's when we're probably gonna get confirmation of who the fuck she's actually playing. And the movie comes out end of July. When is it? I'm pretty sure it's still filming. When is it? Expected to wrap around mid-December. Okay. All right, so they probably got about another month-ish of shooting for Brand New Day, and then they'll put together the. Yes, I know. I'm a heathen. I'm a heretic. I'm a blasphemer. I haven't watched Stranger Things. All right, I get it. But yeah, so what do they call that fucking? I know it's a test screen. Keep on to say construction company. Rough cut. Yeah, it's not it either. God damn it. I hate it when I can't fucking think of things. Anyway. So that they'll probably start screening the rough cut. This is not the first time we've talked about me not watching Stranger Things. Where the fuck have you guys been? Like this is not news, chat. This is not news. What did I do during the pandy? Well, I worked at a tire. At the time, my job was in a tire warehouse, and people were still driving, so I fucking worked. That's what Chillin did during the pandy. I fucking worked. Yeah. Fucking pile on Brennan, motherfucker. I'm just kidding, Brennan. Rivals wasn't out during the pandy, bro. No, I did a lot. I worked. That's what I did. I worked and I stayed in. This should come as no surprise. Smoke a shit ton of weed. If you ignore season 2, Stranger Things gets better every season. No, season 2, sophomore season, a little bit of a drop there in the sophomore season. Where was I? Right, Brand New Day. So, wraps in about a month. Probably get the rough cut to be screened. Movie comes out in July. I would say probably March or April they'll start screening that bitch. So we'll know who Sadie Sink is probably come springtime. I would imagine. You don't think so? You're denying what? The dip in the quality of season 2? Or that we'll find out who she is in spring? To what are we denying and noping here, Chad? Context. Oh, season 3 is the bad one for you? Okay. This is what, the 5th one? I know it's the final one, but this is 5? How many seasons is fucking Stranger Things? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. Yeah, so I think we're going to find out who she is next spring. That's what I think. It is the 5th season. Okay. Cool. Yeah, aren't they putting? Isn't the finale of this final season like 2 hours, and they're putting that bitch in the theater? Isn't that what they're doing? I mean, I know that show's fucking huge, so they'll probably do well with it, honestly. But yeah, isn't that what they're doing? They're actually releasing the season finale in the theater. Mr. Chat. Okay, yeah, DM me. Slide into my DMs, Dan of the Delta. I am Dan of the Delta. You're gonna try and see it in theaters, Brooke? Two. How many episodes a season is that? 8, 10? If you like Skeleton Crew, you'll love Stranger Things. Okay. And I did enjoy Skeleton Crew. That is a fact. I did enjoy it. It was fun. It was a fun show. Very nostalgic. Yeah, and I know the Stranger Things is set in the 80s, so I do know that much about it. And it's got fucking Johnny Storm in it. Is he in for the whole thing, or was he in for just a season? Or a few seasons? Didn't they put Demon Hunters in the cinema? I thought they did. Did they not? I'm sure it did. Yeah, they released it end of last month for like a week or two. Yeah, because what do you call it? Or what's this was? Didn't Josh take Liam to? Didn't he say he took Liam to K-pop Demon Hunters? Or am I wrong about that? But I thought Josh said he took Liam to K-pop Demon Hunters. Doing a couple episodes for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the final finale in theaters on New Year's Eve. Okay. Damn. One season for Johnny. Okay. He had a great arc. All right. Two. If you'll pardon my pedanticism, the version of arc you're referring to does not have an H in it. Just saying. Love you though. But yeah. Well, that's cool. I do. I got so many fucking shows I need to watch. I still need to watch. Griff's gonna be mad. I still haven't watched the first season of Fallout either. Don't everyone leave in anger. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't watched Fallout either. I know. Sue me. Take my nerd card. I know. You hounded me and I never fucking got around to it. Yep. Steve Girlface. That looked more like a Beavis or Butthead face, didn't it? Like Butthead. Oh, here. Ellie Purnell kept me engaged in Fallout. I mean, I've seen her. My mic broke out. It looks like it's doing okay. So you didn't hear me talking crap? Funny. That's a bunch of shit. I was saying never mind. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anywho. Yeah. I think we're going to know who Sadie Sink is in the spring. 8 episodes? Okay. Oh, that's for season 5. Goop. Goo. Excuse me. Oh, so it's sad. Thanks for that, Executive Judge. Now, I'll probably forget about it by the time I actually get around to watching it anyway. Real talk. Yeah, I believe she is the doe-eyed girl. I do believe. Okay. Nope, actually I'll save that for that. Do I feel like... I don't feel like talking. Actually, I'm just going to mention this in passing. Y'all remember the report about the Comcast CEO flying on over to Saudi Arabia to try and partner up with them to get Warner Brothers? Well, guess who hopped on the next plane out there? That would be David Ellison of Paramount. Looks like everyone, haven't seen anything about Netflix yet, but it looks like Comcast, Universal, and Skydance Paramount are both trying to woo the Saudis into giving them money so as a partnership we could talk about, or so they can buy Warner Brothers. So that shit's getting fun, bro. It's starting to look like, despite all the favoritism that Skydance Paramount gets from the administration, bottom line is money talks and bullshit walks. So I think it's going to come down to whoever can woo the Saudis is going to get Warner Brothers, is what it's starting to look like. Talking about nerd cards, have we talked about the Zelda movie pictures? No, we haven't. But those are going to be in my notes. Bear with me while I scroll, chat. That came out a couple days ago, right? Heavy scrolling. Scrolling. Oh, I forgot about that. So, some fucking box office Twitter account is now claiming that Superman lost money. After all the trades, they're like, no, it made money. If there's any Metallica fans out there, yesterday was Kirk Hammett's birthday. Probably search for it back. I wish I'd have thought of this before I started stream. When did those pictures come out? I know I fucking retweeted them. Okay, maybe I thought it was what? Okay, maybe I did. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Yes. Yep, OG Tower music. I've been on that kick. Okay, so. Oh, shit. I should have turned the fucking music down a while ago. Why didn't anyone say anything? You have kids older than Stranger Things now? That's funny. Okay, so. When? Okay. Really? Alright, so, Monday, we got official, unlike what we get from a lot of Marvel shit, official images of our, the lead characters of Link and Zelda. So this is those two together hanging out on a hill, looks like. And then we have here a close-up of Link and a close-up of young Zelda. I think they look pretty damn good. Now, I only ever played the original game and I never fucking beat it. But I do, even having only played that and none of the other games, and that was so very long ago. I don't like to think about how long ago it was, but despite my limited gaming involvement with the Zelda franchise, I am quite well aware how important it is to the gaming community overall. So, therefore, I want to go see this shit. Breath of the Wild, I swear I saw like a long while ago. I feel like I saw a report talking about which game this actually is going to be based on. Once we're done looking at the pretty pictures, then I'll check on that real quick. Yeah. So there's our link, our official look, first look, officially official first looks at Link and Zelda. What do you guys think? I think they look pretty good. I think they look pretty good. Now, let me see. Okay, it's not official, but according to Screen Rant, as of yesterday, who said it? Brooke nailed it. Screen Rant thinks that it is going to be based off Breath of the Wild. So Brooke got the dub on that one. You didn't know Zelda was an elf? Yeah. Both are Hyruleans who have pointy ears. Yeah, they didn't really show Link's pointy ears, but he definitely has, at least in these images. But yeah, he definitely has the pointy ears in the game. And you can, oh, there, you can just see a corner of a point right here. Oh, shit, hold on. Yeah, right there. You can just see the corner of the point of his ear. Right there. And maybe this is his other one right here. Yeah, they're mostly hidden with the hair. So yeah, here's his Hyrulean Vulcan elfin ears. And of course, her hair's back, so hers are super pronounced. Yeah, you can see just the tips. Just the tips, just the tips. So there you go. Yeah, I think they look pretty damn good. Hopefully the movie is good as well. Now, Nintendo and the dude who can't remember his fucking name, but like who's been heavily involved with Nintendo and Zelda for like a long time, are very heavily involved with this movie, which is a good thing because they're not gonna be able to fuck around too much with it. So, but yeah. Now that's not official that this movie is kind of being based off Breath of the Wild, but Screen Rant thinks it is. Oh, here's a cool one. Check this shit out. Nice little side by side. And I'm guessing these are from Breath of the Wild, maybe. If one of y'all can confirm that. But there's a nice little side by side. I literally just ran across below the post I was. Yeah. So yeah, there's a side by side for you, chat. Do any of you recognize what game these are from? Is this from Breath of the Wild? Yeah, so that's a fun little side by side there for you. Okay. Any further thoughts on that? And then we'll get into all this Doomsday shit. Actually, we'll do one more thing. Doesn't look like from Breath of the Wild? Alright, cool. Well, alright, chat. Y'all see these? Got a Daredevil and we got a Bullseye. Yeah, I guess there's some color differentiation there. This is sort of purple. I think these look pretty fucking good. What do you guys think? I wish we had more of a picture. Like, I would love another shot of the double Ds. Because who doesn't want to see a nice pair of double Ds, especially on Daredevil? And then Bullseye's upgraded uni. I think this looks really good. Kind of feel bad for him though, because he always looks like he's running an advert, like, you know, he's like a mobile ad for Target. And you can't hardly see it in this. There, now you can kind of see it. Whoop. There we go. Damn, trim your eyebrows, bro. Look at this shit. You can see they had a lot of similar design elements. Like in terms of the texture of the fabric and shit. Charlie needs a shave. Yeah, very similar look in terms of materials. But I think they both look pretty damn good. And allegedly, I haven't seen this, but supposedly these are actual official. Not sure. I haven't seen that confirmation. Doesn't mean it's not out there. I missed stuff, unfortunately, frequently. These are pretty dope, in this guy's opinion. And I think Daredevil Season 2 will also be pretty damn good. Because it will not be Frankenstein like Season 1. Pure the people that were tasked with fixing Season 1. All of Season 2. So I'm pretty hyped for Daredevil. I'm pretty hyped for Daredevil. Okay. All right, chat. I'm going to go tinkle because I'm middle-aged and I have to. And then it is all Doomsday for the rest of the motherfucking stream. I'll be back shortly. Please don't leave. Okay. Okie dokie, chat. All right. We are going to begin with an image. And I feel like we may have seen this image before, but I'm not 100% sure. So before I bring up the image for you guys, let me just state that I cannot remember which came first, this image or the rumor that this image seems to substantiate. Okay? Because I kind of feel like we've seen this image before, like a while ago. But again, I can't remember how the associated rumor, if that was out before or after. But regardless, I'm going to begin with the rumor. Now, the rumor to which I am referring is the one, rumor / theory, not quite sure which, bit of both, is the one where Doctor Doom in Doomsday actually did not come from the 828 universe. Supposedly, he came from his own universe, and in that universe, he was married to Sue Storm, and they had a son named Frank. And Reed was off doing, I don't know, somewhere being fucking miserable, maybe becoming the Maker. Who knows? And then, of course, his universe gets destroyed. Soon Franklin dies. He gets pissed. Goes about doing Doom things. Destroys the multiverse, creates Battle World, brings him back, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so that's the rumor, is now that Doom comes from not the 828, but another completely different universe that Marvel, to this point, has not brought up, at least as far as we're aware. And that universe gets cursed, destroyed. Doom loses his family, gets all busted up, and has to, put on the Doom armor to hold his ass together. Okay? Now, the image I am about to bring up comes from the Agbo headquarters. Do y'all know what Agbo is? You guys know what Agbo is? Russo's company. That is correct. It is an entertainment company specializing in film and television production. I imagine Agbo will be listed amongst the producers for Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I'm wondering if we go back and check the credits, if they'll also be mentioned in Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. But yes, Agbo is the Russo's production company. Now, this display is at Agbo headquarters in Los Angeles. Let's let you take that in. As you can see, we have 3 mannequins. This one appears to be dressed in Robert Downey Jr.'s getup from SDCC. And then, of course, we have Sue Storm, Susan Richards, nay Storm, and, of course, Franklin. And the Russos have them all posed together in a very family-looking setup. Now, the question facing us, chat, is this. Is this confirmation that that is exactly what they are doing with Doctor Doom and Doomsday? Is this confirmation that Doom, coming from a universe that we have not yet seen in the MCU, and in that universe he is married to Sue and they had Franklin together? Is this confirmation of that? Or are the Russos trolling us more? Remember what, few weeks ago, a month ago, they put out that one picture and everyone's like trying to find patterns in it, and oh, they're telling us it's this. Oh no, it's this. No, it's this. You remember that? And we still don't know if that picture amounts to fucking anything. You remember that shit? Could this be another deal like that picture where we are being trolled? A red herring. Are we being trolled? Are we being purposefully thrown off? Or are we being hinted to? That is the question. But regardless of which it is, regardless of if it's confirmation or if it's a troll, when you get down to the nitty gritty of it all, this is just very, very intriguing. Makes me curious. Makes me wonder. Makes me wish they'd used a better uniform for Doom. But yeah, this is the RDJ look, though, if I recall correctly, from the announcement. What do you guys think? Is this a troll? Is this confirmation of that particular rumor? Things that make you go, exactly. Things that make you go, Icarus votes troll. All right. CNC Music Factory. I was trying to think of that name like 3 days ago. The hair on Nathan is atrocious. Who's Nathan? You talking about Franklin? Yeah, that was a bad wig. I will give you that. That was a horrible wig. Well, they did. One argument you can make that this is a troll is the absolute lack of effort put into that display. Like, they just whipped out 3 skinny ass mannequins, dressed the Doom one and Robert in a similar outfit to the one Robert Downey Jr. wore at the SDC announcement of his return. And those wigs are absolute fucking dog shit. So you'd think that they would have taken a little more care with that display, like in general. You'd think they would have taken more care into that display, whether it signifies a fucking thing or not. It's just not that well put together. So maybe it is a troll. Then again, see, here's where we can get really tinfoil hat. Then again, they could have put it together so sloppily to make us think that it's not real when it is. Isn't there a Nathan Richards? Yes. Well, Nathaniel. There's a Nathaniel Richards. And my brain is deserting me on this, but Nathaniel Richards is either Reed's dad or the descendant from the third millennia that becomes Kang. One of the two, and I can't recall which right off the top of my head. I'm undecided. I think it. Okay, well, let me put it this way. I want it to be real because I actually kind of dig that storyline. Like, I mean, Doom's motivation, like in the comics, is, some of the details of it may vary, but, it all boils down to basically Doom thinks that he is the best person to run everything and to hold ultimate power. So therefore, his goal is to run everything and get ultimate power. Now, there was a run. Don't know who wrote it. Don't know when it came out. Don't know what it's called. But there is a run where Doom does a whole shit ton of time traveling, right? And then he comes back, and I can't remember who he was talking to. It might be Uatu, actually. I can't recall. One of you may recall better for me. That'd be dope. But the crux of the thing is he was speaking, I believe, with some sort of cosmic entity. And they were talking about, like, why the fuck he's always trying to take shit over. And he makes it known that as a result of all his time traveling, going into multiple different futures of the Earth, that the best version of any future he went to was a future in which he had total control. The Earth was in its best shape when Doom had total control. Yep. Doesn't Doom become Doom because his mom? Partly. That definitely has a lot to do with it. For sure. It's definitely where the his magical talents come from. They come from his mom. And finding out that as a result of the spell she did that ended up killing a whole bunch of people, that her soul ended up with, or she made a deal to get a bunch of power to take revenge on the owner of the land that they lived on. And her spell went a bit awry and killed a bunch of extra people. And so Mephisto took her soul. And so Doom studied a fuck ton of magic from that point in order to be able to go down to Mephisto's dimension and get his mom's soul back. Matter of fact, there's a run. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called, where Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom team up and actually go do that. They go to Mephisto's dimension and free Doom's mom's soul. Although there was a weird twist at the end of that having to do with her. I think she rejected Doom at the end of that run, though. Like, he freed her, and she was like, I've seen what you had to become to do this, which is where his twin goals of ultimate power and control come from. She's like, yeah, I love you, but you're a dick. And then she dips on him. I believe is how that ended. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But yeah. Yeah, his mom is a big reason Doom becomes Doom. She's not the entire reason, but she's a big reason. Okay. Let us get to these images that came out today. Or yesterday. So, we got a whole bunch of image drops yesterday about some of the upcoming stars of the Doomsday / Secret Wars movies. And of course, they generated a big old hullabaloo. There are people out there saying they are real. There are people out there saying they are fake. Who the fuck knows at this point? But let us. Oh, excuse me. Let us take a look at them. Now I don't. There is a Channing Tatum one out there, but I could not find that one. So, but what we do have, we'll start down here. We're going to see some commonality. The only one we're not going to see going forward from this post is this one. Here we have, of course, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson. You see a little bit of, looks like there's some battle damage on here. All these dark spots, there's some battle damage. There's one on her little boobie. Yeah, this definitely looks like an upgraded uniform. It is obviously overall similar in style to the one we've seen her in before, but there are definite changes in the materials, and that's going to be the case for all of these. Right? Yeah, the Doom above all dooms or whatever. Yeah, that dude was crazy. The Avengers Forever Doom. Excuse me. So, we have here Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. I mean, it's a good looking image. Okay. And then we also have Doctor Strange. He's looking a little rough. And look, we got. I don't know if this is more gray or just the way the light source is landing on his head. I mean, this is obviously gray, and it kind of looks like continuation. So if it is, homies put some mileage on. I mean, he looks rough. He looks tired. He looks beat down. Like just the look on his face. He's got a full beard now. Again, they've changed the materials on the costume, it looks like. And they still got the Eye of Agamotto. Obviously, he still has the cloak and all that stuff. But, yeah. This is what Dr. Stephen Strange will look like. And then we have Shang-Chi. And not a lot to dive into. Simu Liu, Shang-Chi. Again, some slight modifications to the uniform. I don't know if they're slight. I can't remember what his fucking outfit looked like in the movie. But, yep. So there's Shang-Chi. And then we have Toby, who at the moment, well, out of these 4 images, Shang-Chi is the only one actually confirmed to be in Doomsday. None of the rest of these are. But here we have Toby. Now this one, out of the ones we've looked at before, this one at this point is the one that looks most fake. There's just something about the way Toby's face looks. Like, this is the least realistic face so far, in my opinion. And the uni looks dope as shit. Although I'm starting to see reports that his suit is not practical. His suit's going to be CGI. I don't know how you feel about that. Personally, I don't give 2 shits. You mean Strange? Why does Strange need the Eye of Agamotto without a time stone? I don't know. I mean, it probably holds some power of its own. I would imagine it holds some power of its own. So, I mean, yeah, you don't just. I mean, it's a magical artifact. I mean, he could store it and not wear it, but I'm assuming it still is advantageous to him in one fashion or another. Now, the suit looks damn good right here. It's a little darker than what we're used to, or at least they're playing off shadows in a fun way. It's really good. But yeah, the face here, like, this is the most fake looking face that we've seen so far. So I can see why people are thinking these are fake, or at least this one anyway. But the fucking uni is clean. I like it. The uni is clean. I already saw Carol. And then we have this one for Loki. Looks like a different crown than the one he was wearing at the end of Loki season 2. You know what? Give me a second. Let me pull up. I don't want fucking fan art shit. I want an actual image of Loki in season 2. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know how to side by side these. So here's his crown from the end of season 2. Oh, that's kind of a shit image. Better. No, I don't want it. Okay, yeah, that's a little more clear. Yeah, it's a little more clear. Okay, so here's his crown. Got those 6 things. Looks like there's nothing on the top of his head. Got this big old doodad in the middle. Okay. And then there's this one. Okay, yeah, the design is a bit different. I mean, it's still got the open head thing. Yeah, okay, so okay. All right. Okay, yeah, so the center of it's different. You can see it's not the same. Rides a little lower on his head, it looks like. Actually, that's kind of scooped. That's more straight across. Okay, so we have a slightly different crown. Got a better shot of what he's wearing there. The uni looks a little bit different. And definitely some upgrades to the uniform. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And this looks a lot more realistic than the Toby one, at least in my mind. Okay. And then, like I said, I couldn't find the Channing. Actually, I might be able to. I'm not going to bother. The Channing one is another one that looks fake as fuck. Like, that might be the most fake looking one, even more so than this one. Supposedly, this is what RDJ is going to look like in costume as Doctor Doom. Now, I have a comparison image for this as well. Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. So this is the Doctor Doom suit as it was revealed to us in Shanghai at that fan event in Shanghai, which also had that dope-ass laser light show for Doomsday. So, but this is the official art for Doom. And then this is supposedly what it looks like on RDJ. Now, where the fucking go? There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is what the art looks like. Well, technically it was a stand, but yeah. So that's what that looks like. Now here's what they do have in common. We have the chainmail shit here. We have these armbands there. Trying to see the symbols. Okay, so that's what the symbols look like on that armband. Pretty similar. Can't really see the upper arm ones that are showing in this image. Can't really see what that shit looks like. But yeah, we got the chainmail. We got the green cloak. The material looks a little different, but that's really not unusual. And you can see the same Captain Marvel looking star here on this pauldron that's here. But the mask is a little off. I mean, it does have the rivets like it's supposed to. See all these rivets. But it seems to be missing some of this kind of definition here. You know, a little bit of this kind of stuff. This definition here around the cheekbones seems to be missing some of it. It just doesn't look quite as polished. The nose is way off. Like that looks like an actual kind of, like a beak. It's kind of curved a little bit there. It pokes out. I feel like it pokes out more than this one. Like, see, this one's a little closer to the surface, wider. This one's narrower. It looks like it pokes out more. But it does have all the rivets and shit intact. This one just looks much more detailed. I guess is what that boils down to. The biggest difference is the mouth. And the nose is off. This is completely closed. This has the old school grate in it, where the mouth's kind of open. It's got that grate in the middle. So, I don't know. I mean, could there be slight differences between like this and the actual practical costume? Sure. But yeah, the mask is what's most off in this image when you do a comparison. So yeah, between the Toby one and the Doom one, and the Channing Tatum one that I can't find, those three images are probably the best evidence of these being pure AI generated and having not much to do with the look of the characters at all. Another possibility, though, is that these are still fully AI generated, but they are like they were passed through AI to avoid Disney suing them, maybe. These could have come from the marketing department, and then someone decided to get leaky, and in order to somewhat cover their trail, and mostly just to avoid covering their trail by virtue of being tracked down on a website, copy struck. They passed them through AI and made some minor adjustments and then put them out. So the question, at least so far as almost forgot about the under the mask one. These are not the only images in question here. Did I not have it on the thing? There are also we also got a couple images of maskless Doom to look at. Now, the first one I'm going to show you, you will probably recall from a while back, there was a leak that allegedly came from the makeup artists and some of their work. So that's where this first image comes from, as you'll recall. I remember this one with the butt face. Now pay attention to some of these details. Obviously, we got this big old thing down the middle, and then we have a chunk, this bit of damage here. You can kind of barely see it, but there's another chunk of damage over here on this cheek. And, of course, this line, big old scar, fucked up looking thing right here down the middle. Okay, so this is the image that came out a while back, like a month or so ago. I can't even remember. But it's been a hot minute. Might even been as early as September, honestly. Might have been a couple of. But do y'all remember when this image came out along with others? So that's that image. But more recently, this one came out. As you can see, it still has the line through the middle here. Let me do it this way so we can side by side it again. Okay, so this is the older image. Line, area of damage here, area of damage there. And then this one. More enhanced line, but still the line down the middle as shown before. Area of damage on the forehead. Area of damage on the cheek that we could see. And then, obviously they did some more. If these are both real, this is more of like the beginning of what they were planning on doing in his face. And this is the end. And remember, the rumor is, and that goes back to this, where Doom comes from another universe, is where he was married to Sue and had Franklin. Said universe gets blown up, and he gets all fucked up in the process, and has to wear armor that keeps himself together and alive because he's that broken. Right? So this looks like a pretty fucked up dude, right? And again, early version, supposedly fully updated version, allegedly. Even these are allegedly. Those old makeup ones are still allegedly, right? So yeah, this is supposedly the most recent version of what they're going to make RDJ Doom look like underneath the mask. Again, if the latest rumor is accurate, he gonna look like that because his universe got blowed up and he got jacked up and had to make himself a suit to keep himself together, literally and figuratively. You think this looks like a little bit? Yeah, you know what? I was watching, what was I watching? One of John Roca's streams, and I can't remember if it was him, his co-host at the time, or someone in his chat, but someone did bring that up, that he looks like Bale in this picture. A bit, which is kind of funny. That line scar is going to be from Stormbreaker. Ooh. Maybe. The only light pushback I have to that is he's supposed to be all fucked up before he's ever going to meet Thor. Unless, well, no. Yeah, he's already supposed to be fucked up because of the incursion that destroyed his universe and killed his family. But, you know, that's only assuming that's accurate. You could be right. And maybe the rest of this damage came from when his universe got blowed up, and then this came from Stormbreaker later. That is possible. I don't think that's how they were going to do it, but it is possible. Thor went for the head and still didn't win. Right? Thor's like, I learned my lesson. Womp. Doom's like, not well enough. Boom. So, yeah, these are all the images. Well, except for this one. That one's an older one. But all the images we just went over all dropped yesterday, except for the fucked up looking Doom one. What do you think, chat? Are we looking at images that are real and actually did come from Marvel? Are we looking at images that are AI but are also accurate? Like that is basic. That is pretty much what they're going to look like, but they were filtered through AI to hide the source and maybe do some brush ups here and there, some little touch ups, little cleaning up of blemishes and flaws to make them look as pretty as possible, which is typical Hollywood shit. Or are they just straight bullshit? That is the question that faces us, as per usual when we deal with rumors and scoops and shit like that. Is this shit real or is this shit fake? Now, again, supposedly the Daredevil and Bullseye pictures were confirmed to be real. And if that is true, that definitely ups the odds of all the images except for the ones that are actually of RDJ's face to be real, because they're basically set up the exact same. White background, character. Now, again, it is entirely possible that someone could have AI'd all the rest of that shit while Daredevil and Bullseye actually still could be official, and they just made it look like that to make their shit look official. Entirely possible. You think it's likely AI? Right, but is it completely fake AI or just AI touched up images? Because you can involve AI in it a couple different ways. It can be complete bullshit AI, or it could be AI enhancing the images to look a little bit better and also hide where they came from. Avoid them being copy struck or what have you. I agree that there's definitely AI involved, especially when it comes to the Toby picture and when it comes to the Doom picture. But is it what some people would consider to be malevolent AI? In other words, it's completely AI and utter bullshizzle? Or is it just AI enhanced images? Probably just AI touched. Okay. I'll put it this way. They are good enough overall for me to lean slightly towards the that's how the shit's basically going to look, but these images were AI enhanced to pretty them up and also to keep said leaker from getting biggity busted. I think that's probably the scenario. I think that is basically how our heroes are going to look with their uniform upgrades and shit like that. And again, McGuire, what's her goddamn name? Larson, who's the other one? Oh yeah, and fucking Cumberbatch. None of those three are confirmed yet. Toby's not. Cumberbatch is not. Brie Larson is not. Now, not having Doctor Strange in there at all would be lame. He's got to be in the movie. Now, y'all remember that Gary the bitch from Nerd Erotic said that Captain Marvel was not going to be in Doomsday. Setting aside the fact that that would just satisfy his anti-woke wet dreams. It make like just from a straight power. God damn it! How long has that been like that? Just from a strictly power standpoint, it would be dumb as shit not to have Captain Marvel around to fight fucking Doctor Doom. She is the most powerful, at least when it comes to raw power, hero that we have currently in this current Avengers lineup. She's the most powerful. Probably the most powerful overall character in the MCU right now, up until we officially get Doom. She's probably it. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense to not have her in the movie. Like, it makes zero sense. So I'm inclined to believe that she is going to be in the movie. Yeah, that's my logic. Anyway, what do you guys think? Real, fake, somewhere in between? Where do you stand on that? And then we will go into this leaked trailer description. And we'll talk about a couple things about the trailer first, in general. Oops. What the hell? Mark that shit. Okay. Scrolling. Keep that mouse scrolling. Where's the original one, motherfucker? Where's your other fucking trailer report? God damn it. Lord of Christ. Seen it earlier. What the hell? Okay. Here we go. All right. So there's a bit of a before we get into the details of the Doomsday. Well, the details of one of the versions of a Doomsday trailer. Okay. We need to go over the history of of what this trailer is going to be and how long it's going to be, like in terms of how much shit we're going to get. So, y'all recall? I think it was last week. Chris Gore came out and said that the Doomsday trailer is the first Doomsday trailer isn't going to be just a teaser. It's going to be like a big old thing, and there's going to be a shit ton of Doom in it, and we're all going to love it, and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so he was talking about like a trailer over 2 minutes long, like 2.5. Okay, that's the first thing that came out. And then later, some reports started coming out that it was actually going to be pretty short. So now we're going to go, again, we're going back to the Beyond Reporter for this shit. Okay, so 2 days ago, I tweeted this. The Avengers Doomsday trailer will definitely be 50 seconds or 1 minute long. I'm like, okay. Well, it's contrary to what Chris Gore said, but Harloff also reported that there are over 30 versions of the trailer, and I believe that has since been corroborated by a couple other scoopers. So, keep in mind, 30 plus versions of this trailer are out there and available to be dropped whenever. Maybe one at CCXP. We're definitely getting one in front of Avatar Fire and Ash. But there's a pretty good chance we'll get one at CCXP. But since there are over 30 versions of this motherfucker, the one that they show at CCXP could be different from the one that they're going to put in front of Fire and Ash. Okay? So, day before yesterday, the Doomsday trailer will definitely be 50 seconds or 1 minute long. And he shows these are also trailers that are allegedly will be in front of Avatar Fire and Ash. So, according to this particular report from the day before yesterday, Disney's going to have 4 trailers, at least, in front of Fire and Ash, and they're all going to be about a minute long. Okay? So that's as of day before yesterday. Then yesterday, okay, so yeah. Disney's bringing out those trailers, each 1 minute long, yada yada. Okay, so that was yesterday. Okay, so now how the hell did I miss that before? The fuck? I just found the one I was looking for in my bookmark. What the hell? Alright. Now where the fuck? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I must have left that other shit in my reply. Okay, so hopefully I'm done fucking up now. No wonder no one wants to take it. Alright. So, Beyond Reporter early yesterday reported that we're looking at maybe a minute-long trailer for Doomsday, contradicting what Chris Gore said. Now today, earlier today, Beyond Reporter came out. Instead of saying it's going to be a minute long, that is going to be approximately 100 seconds long. So that's a minute 40. All right? So the time has gone up. Now, actually, we'll get to that. So, whoops. So this is as of earlier today. Okay? Said it's about 100 seconds long. And then, as a follow-up, quote tweeted that one. Rumor. Apparently, no X-Men will appear in the first trailer. Only the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and Doom. Okay. Not too surprising. All right. And then comes out with this. It doesn't say this is the one in theaters. It just says a version of the Doomsday trailer is 1 minute and 48 seconds long, which is a mere 8 seconds longer than this one. But again, there are 30 plus versions of the trailer. Okay. So we have gotten technically just from the Beyond Reporter, we've gotten 3 different links for the trailer. If you include Chris Gore's report, we have 4. And again, we know that there are 30 plus versions out there that they are going to be flinging at us periodically from next month for the next year, from December to December this year to December next year when the movie comes out. Okay. So we've gone from a 50-second trailer to a minute 40 trailer to a minute 48-second trailer. So in my mind, at least, chat, the confusion or the reporting of the various trailer times is due to the having 30 plus fucking versions out there to be talked about, and no one knows for sure which one is actually going to be the one that ends up in front of Fire and Ash. Now, none of the versions that the Beyond Reporter is talking about is anywhere near as long as what Chris Gore said it was going to be. Chris Gore was talking, I believe, like a 2.5 minute trailer, right? That's like 40 seconds longer than anything the Beyond Reporter's talked about, and you can fit a lot of shit in 40 seconds, bro. You can fit a lot of shit in 40 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see what we actually end up getting. Now, again, the one they decide to debut at CCXP, assuming they even do debut on a CCXP, will not necessarily be the one that they put in front of Fire and Ash, because they have 30 fucking versions of this thing, right? So, as far as we know, that's where we're standing on at least the length of the trailer. Could be anywhere from a minute to almost 2 to, if Chris Gore is right, 2.5 minutes. So, a couple questions for you, chat. One, which length do you think it will probably be? And 2, which length do you think it should be? So, what will it be, chat, in your opinion? But what should it be, also, in your opinion, chat? What do you think? What say you? Oh, looks like he's dropped a couple more Marvelly updates as well. What do you guys think? You think it should be the minute 41? Okay. You think it will and should be? Cool. Trailer needs to show just enough to get normies hooked on Doctor Doom. Yeah, that's going to be the fun. That's going to be, well, it's the balancing act every studio has to do. the balance between putting in enough shit to get people hyped, but not so much that they're like, wow, that's a lot. And that they either get A, overwhelmed, or B, feel like they got shown too much and there's not a lot of mystery. And, and therefore they're less inclined to go to the theater. It is a fine line to walk for sure. All right. All right, so Beyond Reporter dropped a couple more little upbeat 80s, Doomsday related, and we're going to talk about those real quick, and then we will go to the description of what is allegedly in the trailer. Aye. So, first things first, according to the Beyond Reporter, Maguire is 100% in Doomsday and will have fight scenes. Now, to me, that makes a lot of sense. Because it seems to me it makes sense that Toby will probably lose his universe, because there's supposed to be a fuck ton of incursions in this movie. A lot of death, a lot of destruction, a lot of universes getting blowed up. So, to me, what makes the most sense is his universe is about to die. Someone from the TVA, Loki himself, Mobius, B-14, who knows, shows up and is like, you're not going to be able to do anything here, but let me take you to some place where you can do some good. And then they snag him up, take him to the TVA, and where he will be a participant in the battle of the TVA at the end of Doomsday while Doom's trying to get to Loki. So that is probably where he will have his fight scenes. That would be my guess. So, but again, we basically already knew Toby was going to be in it, but we have a solid scooper reaffirming that and talking about having fight scenes. So, yay! And then also dropped this. Scarlet Witch is only expected to appear in Secret Wars, possibly. Doomsday's focus will be on legacy characters. Now, there's been a lot of speculation and a few rumors talking about Scarlet Witch being in Doomsday. Supposedly her and Doom were supposed to have a relationship. He was going to use her to get her power to, her obviously uber power for reality warping in order to help him create his own universe. But on the other hand, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me to not have her in Doomsday. And then he adds the possibly at the end of Secret Wars. Like, okay, whoever doesn't show up in Doomsday pretty much has to show up in Secret Wars, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because this is the end of this saga. This is supposed to tie up all the loose ends and then get us into the reset. So I can understand leaving characters out of Doomsday, because not everyone needs to be in Doomsday. Just the key players need to be in Doomsday for the fighting of the Doom. But in Secret Wars, you got to have fucking everybody to fight Doom, or at least to be in Battle World. So I'm not buying the possibly at the end. Even if she's not in Doomsday for whatever dumbass reason, and in my opinion, if it's not super convincing, it's going to be a dumbass reason, especially based on her power set, should have greatly appealed to Doctor Doom. You know what I mean? So, but that is, Doomsday being focused on legacy characters, that makes sense, because Feige has said for a while now that these movies are supposed to be a goodbye to a lot of the legacy characters. Mostly the Fox ones, obviously. But yeah, so. It's going to be very much like that, bro. It's going to be very much like that. Because Doomsday has to do a lot of the heavy lifting to establish Doom, just like Infinity War had to do the heavy lifting to establish Thanos. no matter what some people may say. All right, chat. So those are a couple quick updates I happen to notice. Now, let us get to the nitty-gritty. This is the alleged Doomsday trailer description, and it turns out that this description would be for the 1 minute and 4... God damn it. And this description is for the 1 minute and 48 second version of the video that the Beyond Reporter alluded to. So, but again, not sure where this exactly comes from. Definitely take it with a grain of salt. But potential spoilers, here we fucking go. The teaser begins with Dr. Doom's voiceover. My name is Doom. Doom speaks about his life of trials and suffering. Victor Von Doom appears in a cemetery in the rain, his face hidden, until the scene cuts with a flare, leaving only the silhouette of his suit. The screen transforms with a powerful explosion, and Loki's voice fades out. Didn't even mention when it fades in. But anyway, Thor appears on a vast coast. Sam Wilson and Reed Richards look at the sky with fear, and Doctor Strange runs through a dark room as two universes collide. Cities are also seen being destroyed simultaneously on two planets. Doom says he will release the eternal trap in which he was imprisoned. Several battles led by Doom himself are shown, followed by another narration of his. After a mask falls on him, it is revealed that Doom's face is severely disfigured, with a large scar and a texture similar to burnt clay. The trailer ends with Steve and Peggy emerging from a TVA-style portal and looking directly at the camera. All right. So that's it. Going straight through. Let's go back through and see what we can pick out. So again, it begins with him using a voiceover talking about his life of trials and suffering. My name is Doom, my life is suck. And then they show him in a cemetery in the rain with his face hidden until the scene cuts with a flare, leaving only the silhouette of his suit. Now, why would he be in a cemetery in the rain? Perhaps to mourn the passing of his wife and son. Now, that doesn't 100% make sense because if the rumor's true, they die in an incursion, so there wouldn't be a cemetery for him to visit. So, reason number one to take this with a grain of salt. Okay. Screen transforms a powerful explosion, and Loki's voice fades out. Again, it doesn't even address when Loki started talking, unless they typed that wrong, and that's supposed to be Doom's voice fading out. We'll see. Thor appears on a vast coast. Well, that's generic enough to be like, okay. Sam Wilson and Reed Richards look at the sky with fear. Well, if they're witnessing an impending incursion, that makes sense. And Doctor Strange runs through a dark room as two universes collide. Okay, so that actually makes sense, considering when we last left Doctor Strange, Clea had just come to fetch him to stop an incursion, and they were headed for the Dark Dimension. Obviously, they don't necessarily have to stay in the Dark Dimension, but the point being is Strange is out there in the cosmos, in the multiverse, trying to stop an incursion or incursions. And who knows what he found out there. This dark room could be like some sort of portal, possibly. Either that or he's about to get out of one of these two universes that are about to collide. Not sure. Doom says he will release the eternal trap in which he was imprisoned. Now, this actually makes a lot of sense. It's been talked about a lot that the reason there's no Doom in the 616, a.k.a. the Sacred Timeline, is because He Who Remains took him out and stuffed him somewhere else in the multiverse where he couldn't mess with him. So, Doom says he will release the eternal trap in which he was imprisoned. Doom is speaking of the fake universe slash multiverse that was established by He Who Remains. So his goal is to release the Eternal Trap, aka blow it all the fuck up and make his own universe. All right. After a mask falls on him, that's kind of weird phrasing. It is revealed that Doom's face is severely disfigured with a large scar and a texture similar to burnt clay, which fairly resembles that picture, that image we saw earlier with that supposedly came from makeup with how fucked up RDJ's face was. I need a water. Now, I have seen people claim that this whole leak is bullshit because they have been told repeatedly that we do not see his face in any way, shape, or form in this trailer. Or in the trailer we're supposed to get. Now, does that mean this is bullshit? Maybe. But again, we have to go back to the fact that there are 30 plus versions of the trailer. So out of those 30 plus versions, could there be one that they cut to evaluate that actually shows Doom maskless in it? That's a possibility. That is a possibility. Because again, people are saying that the trailer we're going to get, we will not see Doom's face. Okay, cool. So does that mean this is bullshit, or does that mean this is not the version we're going to get from jump? This could be legit how a version, one of those 30 plus versions, goes. But this might not be the version that we get with Fire and Ash, or potentially at CCXP, or both. Excuse me. And then the trailer ends with Steve and Peggy emerging from a TVA-style portal and looking directly at the camera. Now, this also actually makes sense when you consider the rumors about Steve staying back in time to clap them Carter cheeks and thusly creating a problem in the multiverse which results in incursions. I would only assume, although this is contradicted by a couple quotes directly from the Russo brothers and possibly one from Michael Waldron, the only way I can see Steve being responsible for incursions by staying back to bang the Brit is because it creates a branch timeline, a wild branch timeline, because they're all over the place thanks to Loki taking over the multiverse and making his big ass tree, which contains more universes slash branches than ever. And of course, branches are going to run into each other, which will start causing incursions. So it's entirely possible that that rumor about Doom being pissed at Steve for causing incursions is accurate. There's another rumor that says he's pissed at everyone that caused an incursion, which would include Steve, but it would also include Strange. It would include Monica Rambeau. It would include... I don't know, who else would it fucking include? Not sure. But yeah, so, I mean, he's got a list. But, again, it makes sense for Steve and Peggy to be emerging from a TVA-style portal. I would guess that is because... Now, remember, there's a rumor that Loki actually comes to visit Steve and Peggy in the timeline where he stayed. And it's also a rumor that Doom is going to enter that conversation as well for whatever reason. Now, if during that particular scene, if it exists, Doom leaves voluntarily, it would make sense for Loki or whatever representative of the TVA that goes to see Steve and Peggy It makes sense for them to bring Stephen Peggy back to the TVA through a TVA style portal. And, a camera could be dead ass like right here waiting for them to come through. So that makes sense too. Really, the only part that is kind of at odds with how things are allegedly supposed to go is him being in a cemetery. Like, who the fuck would he be visiting in a cemetery if his whole universe got blowed up? Like, out of all the shit in here, that is the one that makes the least sense, oddly enough, at least to me. But there you have it, chat. What do you guys think about this alleged description of how the trailer for Avengers Doomsday will go, or at least a trailer? What do you guys think? I think it's got a pretty good shot at being real. Again, just that one part kind of throws me off. Doesn't make a lot of sense compared to how shit's supposed to be. But, yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. Then we're going to, do it a short, very short ending and get the fuck out of here. Because in my time zone, it's going to be Thursday in less than a minute. No Stargate? Oh, my bad. Oh, that's in my fucking bookmark. Maybe I just replied that one too. Okay, maybe just replied that one too. Lame. Okay. So, any further thoughts on that? It's now National Kick a Ginger Day. Yay, you. You know a ginger you really want to kick? Yeah, me too. Nah, like the part. Yeah, the voiceover is cool. That's kind of how I had imagined a version of that trailer to go in my own brain, and of course, I never talked about it out loud. But yeah, here's the question: Is he going to do the your part, Ginger? Oh, how fun! Well, you're going to have a great month or day tomorrow, aren't you? Wear extra padding. All right, so last quick little bit. If you are a fan of the Stargate franchise, great motherfucking news, baby. Amazon has officially greenlit the Stargate series, the new Stargate series. Now, Stargate fans have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for Amazon to quit fucking around and give us some goddamn Stargate content. And they'd been going back and forth for a while. We can give them a movie first. No, we're going to give them a TV show first. Maybe we'll do a movie. No, I guess we'll do a TV show. Well, turns out it's going to be the fucking TV show first. And I, for one, am fucking stoked. I love me some Stargate. I think I've seen all of the episodes of all the shows at least once. I've watched SG1 a few times. Real talk. But yeah. If you're not a Stargate fan, you probably don't give two shits. But for those of us who love us some Stargate, boner! Yes, a new Stargate series will be on the Primes at some point. It's just been officially greenlit, so it's still We're probably still not going to see that shit till 2027. Yeah, exactly, Icarus. Exactly. Yeah, so we'll probably will not see the shit till 2027 because it's already November 2025. You were sad when they canceled Universe? Yeah, well, not a lot of people watched it. It was a little too different from SG1 and Atlantis, I think. It was a little more serious, a little more, even more dramatic. They got Brad right back. I know, it's beautiful. The guy who's show running it also worked on SG1. Okay, so, all right, so we'll go over this IGN article real quick. So, Amazon has officially greenlit a new Stargate series, which will be released exclusively via Prime Video. In a press release today, Amazon described its fresh show as, quote, a new original series rather than a direct continuation of anything that has come before in order to tell a bold new chapter of the dormant sci-fi franchise. Okay. I respect the fact that they want to go in a bold new chapter of the franchise, but not being a direct continuation. They really need to, before they go off on their own, they do need to tie it in to the original somehow before they go, gallivanting off and doing whatever it is they think they're going to want to do, right? That's just my opinion. Casting and release details remain under wraps for now, but speaking to fans in an announcement video, the new series creator, Martin Giro, reassured long-term Stargate followers that the project would definitely, quote, not be a reboot. Okay. Giro previously served as story editor on Stargate Atlantis, alongside work on the franchise's other two series, SG-1 and Universe. Here, he will serve as showrunner and executive producer. Other executive producers will include Joby Harold and Tori Tunnell for Safe House, as long as Joby Harold does not fucking write Joby Harold. He better not write a goddamn word. That's all I'm saying. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Well, that's a split fucking resume right there, because Kenobi was dog shit, but I heard nothing but good things about Monarch. So that's kind of a yin and yang thing there. Dean Devlin of Stargate, the movie, and Independence Day, and Roland Emmerich on Stargate and Moonfall. Although Emmerich also did Independence Day. Long-term Stargate fans will also recognize SG-1's co-creator Brad Wright and executive producer Joe Malozzi in the video above, who are working on the new series as consulting producers. We're back. It's happening. It's going to be incredible. Hero tease. I'm beyond thrilled that Amazon MGM Studios has entrusted me with guiding this incredible franchise into its next phase. Hero continued. For those who've kept the gate active through conventions, rewatches, and unwavering faith, this one's for you. And for those that are new to our world, I promise you're in for something extraordinary. Stargate originally kicked off with Roland Emmerich's 1994 sci-fi film of the same name, which was dope, which established a core group of characters expanded upon by hit television spin-off SG-1. Amazing. Across 10 seasons and several TV movies, SG-1 then spawned its own sister show Atlantis, and latterly, why didn't you just put later? A more separate, darker take on the franchise, Stargate Universe. Over the years, various novels, video games, and a web series have expanded the franchise, though Stargate has lately fallen into something of a hiatus until now. So there you have it, folks. We are 100% officially getting a Stargate series on Prime Video, which involves people that we are happy about, and also Joby Harold. Hooty hoo! Like I said, I know some of you guys don't, or probably most of you don't give two shits about Stargate. I fucking love Stargate. It's nerdy. It's sci-fi. Therefore, it can and will be talked about on this channel. And don't think when more details come out, I'm fucking talking about them. This could turn into a fucking Stargate channel in short order. 100%. Yeah, so I'm cited. Icarus is cited. Is anyone else in chat a Stargate fan? Anyone that is excited or interested about this news? Anyone at all? Also getting the fuck out of here. Chilling in the gate room. Damn, that's good. I like that. I like that, Icarus. Open to learning more about Stargate lore? Cool. Well, first of all, watch the movie. That's the best place to start. Pretty unique and different from Star Wars and Star Trek. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. It is different, but it's not like super different. I mean, it's a sci-fi show, and there's like ships and aliens and weapons and that kind of fun stuff. You have seen the '90s movie, okay? It's different because it's current time-ish. I mean, that is true. Well, Stargate is definitely set in our world. That is 100% sure. Now, the fun part is what are they going to do with it? Are they gonna make it a terrestrial show, like terrestrial based, like SG-1 was, and then they go out and do shit? Are they gonna have them already out there, like Atlantis or Universe? Questions. I have questions. I'm sure I can think of more at a later point in time. What do you want? One of my cats is like right here. I would turn the camera, but it would freeze again. You want to go over and say hi? It's my big boy. Say hi, Maui. That generally makes him want to go away. Yeah, Star Trek is set in our world, but way in the future. Looking into getting a cat. Cats are cool. Dogs, well, I don't know, my cat, because he's more mommy's boy, and our younger cat is more daddy's boy. Um, so like my cat is aggressively affectionate. Like, watch out for that if you get a tuxedo cat. They're a bit more aggressively affectionate than most. But yeah, cats are dope. They can be super affectionate. They can be somewhat standoffish. It just depends on their personality. But they are pretty low maintenance. Like, you don't have to take them outside. They know how to use a litter box. You just make sure they got food and water and a relatively clean litter box, and you're fucking golden. And toys. You gotta keep a cat active. That's why it's good to actually have two cats. That way they can play with each other. Stay active and not go nuts. Yeah. But yeah, Stargate. It's gonna be. I'm very curious to see what details come out. I'm gonna have to pay more. I'm gonna have to start watching Side Trek Channel and Jay more, because this is probably gonna shake loose all kinds of news. Because he has sources over there. Jay does. He was on stream a long, long time ago once. Cool motherfucker. Anyway, but yeah, so there it all is. DC news, Marvel news, even some Stargate news. But it is now 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes into Thursday, so I'm getting the fuck out of here, chat. It is time to go. Thank you all for hanging out I didn't think the stream was going to go this long, but this ended up being a girthy motherfucker. So, yay! I don't mind, but I am tired. So, again, thank you all for being here. You all are awesome, awesome people for hanging out on the regular, contributing to chat. You feel older? Yeah. Yeah. It's always longer than expected. That's not always the case. Ask any, ask some women. Um, yeah. Thank you all for being here. Y'all are amazing. Again, hit all the buttons, hit the like. If you're new, hit the subscribe and the bell. Share the fucking stream. Um, join the Discord. The link, Brooke just put the link in the chat. That's what she said. Exactly it, Chris. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Spicy Dan. Happy birthday, sir. Oh, that's why you feel older? Oh, makes sense. Well, happy birthday, and yeah, it's gonna just happen like that, bro. That's life, and we all know it. Anywho, y'all are dope. I really appreciate you guys hanging for as long as you do, and as long as you have overall, and being in the community. Hope you have a good rest of your week, and we will see you back here Saturday night at 10 to go over the news that comes out between now and then. Much love, everybody. Be safe out there. Bye. Oops, where's my mouse? All right, we do it again. Bye. Oh, yeah. I think that was a banger. I think that was a pretty good stream, chat. I think we did it again. Seriously, though, you guys are the bomb. You are the reason why these streams go so well. And I thank you for being the dopest community out there. I know every channel host says it, but fuck all them. It's fucking true up in this bitch. So, thank you guys. Have a good, safe rest of your week. And we'll see you back here Saturday night at 10 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So, until then, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Peace.